How's it going, everyone? This is Kevin. Today I want to bring along with me to limit myself to only use one lens throughout the shoot. So let's jump right into it. So today we're going to a pumpkin patch to be doing some photos because it is fall weather in Texas. Obviously we're in October, so we like to believe that we have fall here in Texas, and we wanted to go take some photos here at a pumpkin patch farm kind of style where they have a sunflower field, pumpkins and all that good stuff, and just kind of have some fun. I wanted to limit myself to only using my 28-75 Tamron for some kind of B-roll footage that I'm going to be taking with just this lens and the Sony a7R III, using it for video, and I'm going to be using it obviously for photos as well. So I'm going to do a little bit of a montage that you're going to be seeing here shortly, so you can see what the video capabilities was with this lens and camera setup. And I'm going to show you my favorite photos at the end as well that we were able to take at this basically, day. And then we're going to talk a little bit about them and see what I liked about, just bringing one lens and that's it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. And now that you saw that video, hopefully you liked it. Let me know your comments down below what you thought about the, little video with just this setup right here. I think, having one lens kind of just forces you to get creative with just one setup that you don't have an option to change. So this is basically something that I think is pretty cool to be able to just kind of do, and it just helps stimulate the creativity. I've kind of talked about that before, just kind of using one lens for, pushing yourself and everything. Today's lens that I wanted to use was a 28-75, just because I wanted to have every focal length covered that I wanted to use for the video making and also for the portraits that I wanted to take. 28-75 is a phenomenal focal range in my opinion, because you have the nice wideness, but also can get up close and personal with the portraits. So you get a good mix of everything if you want to have some establishing shots, also with some nice up close and personal shots themselves. So we're gonna go through the favorite photos of mine basically that I was able to take that day. I'm gonna just go a couple of them because I think, that could go on with all the photos that I took, but I just want to kind of select a few ones, so just to show you. So the first one is this one. So basically it's, I'll put it right here on my phone, that way you can kind of see what I'm up to as well. But basically it's this photo that I took of my wife. We were at the sunflower fields, and as soon as we arrived, it just kind of looked really nice right there and then. And I wanted to take this photo because I thought the lighting was pretty good. We went at a kind of harsher time of the day, but luckily it would get cloudy here and there, so we just kind of used it to our advantage to get as much as possible. So just wanted to do a simple, just warm up shot, and I liked how it turned out. Now the second one is this basically kind of, I guess, sunflower alley, if you will, where you can kind of walk around, and it's like shorter end, and there's like some sunflowers and some just flowers overall that they had. So I wanted to do a little bit of a walking shot where she was walking towards me and just take some photos, and this was my favorite one that we were able to take from there. So hopefully you enjoy it. Now one thing that I really love about that photo is that it just kind of looks genuine, like nice, just enjoying your day, kind of storytelling in my opinion, where she's just having a good day with some nice flowers, nature, and some sunlight. So that's why I chose it. Now we wanted to add a little bit of motion with this photo right here. When it came down to the sunflower field, it was really nice and just kind of tight around you in a good way, where like you could move, but it was also filling in the camera basically for the frame. So I want to do a bit of a motion of her running away from the camera, just to add a little bit of freedom and life. And we wanted to capture that motion, but also freeze it with a high shutter speed. So that's basically a cool kind of shot that I thought was pretty cool with the framing and everything. So hopefully you enjoy that one. And now we're back to showing how kind of tight the good old sunflower field is with this next shot. So this shot right here, I honestly really love the way the sunflowers were just kind of endless feeling, and I do it on a more above angle kind of style of shot, so that way we can get a little bit of a top down kind of style of photo, just to get a little bit of that wideness of the field, but also be able to just, you know, capture her as the main character, because she is the main character. But you know, I just kind of wanted to get that kind of going, and I used a little bit more of a wider focal length with this end, just because I wanted to showcase a little bit more of the surrounding than just her. And then we have another photo of her kind of coming back wherever she was, like basically kind of just walking back. I thought it looked basically very good, so I just snapped this photo, and let me know what you think. This photo, I kind of just liked it because the hair was just looking good. I like the symmetry of the field itself, and her stationed at the middle of it walking towards me, and it just turned out to be a pretty cool photo in my opinion. Now with this next portrait, this was more for the portrait kind of mode of style when it came down to the lens part of this shoot. You know, we wanted to just use a little bit of the sunflowers, just kind of cover one eye, do something simple but yet kind of eye grabbing, get it? Because she's covering the eye, grabbing, yeah, well anyways, you get the point. And I thought it turned out pretty cool and creative. I wish I would have kind of manually focused it a little bit instead of using the autofocus, because it did focus on the sunflower more, but because of the way that we're taking the photo, it looked fine anyway, so probably would have not noticed if I didn't tell you. But yeah, that's another favorite of mine. And now we're gonna move on to a little bit of pumpkin photos. So this was a house of basically pumpkins, and they just had them for display, so we just kind of sat outside of it and had her sit there, because there's like a little bit of a sun flare kind of coming through from behind, and I wanted to have that little bit of more shadows, like basically on the side of the shadows of the house, so that we could focus on her face not being like awkwardly lit from the sun being a little bit harsher at the time. So that's basically what we came up with this photo, just to kind of have her sitting down and just relaxing, if you will, and a little bit of the wind was flowing, so her hair was moving, and just wanted to freeze it in the motion basically, and I like how it turned out. Now we move on to the pumpkin queen patch photo. So with this photo, I just wanted her to kind of sit on a pumpkin and have a little bit of pumpkins nearby her, one in the foreground, just to kind of add a little bit of depth, some around her, and then her sitting on one, just to add a little bit of dimension when it came down to the photo and, you know, layering. So one thing that I really love about this photo is just the angle itself. I liked it because it's showcasing a little bit more of the you know, the area, but also the cloud and everything like that. You know, it just looked nice to me. So I wanted to do that kind of photo, which brings us to the after photo, which is this one. She had to blow me a kiss, of course, because, well, I am the husband and she loves me. She has no option, but no, just kidding. But I wanted to have that photo, just, you know, show the silly side of things, not always have to be like nice and serious and kind of like the sexy look kind of style, or even just smiling, but I wanted to add some sort of like, you know, just silliness, little kiss, kind of different facial expression, and I thought it turned out pretty great in my opinion. So that's all that matters. As long as I'm happy, doesn't matter if anybody else is not, because it's my work and I'm happy with it. And now for the basically final photo right here. It's the true throne of the pumpkins, I would like to call it. It's this one right here. Well, with this photo itself, I just wanted to capture kind of the surrounding of the farm area, get a little bit of like the tractor and the trailer that it was like pulling, and then the surrounding area of the field and all the pumpkins right there, just to kind of showcase a little bit of the area that we were. And I thought it was really cool just to have this photo with the setup itself, having the foreground, the background, and just putting it all together to make a nice little kind of pumpkin throne photo and end with that one. So I thought it turned out pretty cool. Well, those are all the photos that we were able to take out in this little kind of trip, and you know, made the best of it just using one lens and limiting myself to a camera setup, because we were going to a pumpkin patch farm, and that means big land, a lot of walking. Do not want to be kind of, you know, bringing everything to film or shoot or whatever. I just wanted to keep it simple as much as possible and just take a minor B-roll just to use this lens to kind of showcase the surroundings a little bit, and then show you guys basically the photos that we were able to take. And hopefully you enjoyed what we came up with using only this setup, the 28-75 Tamron and my Sony a7R III for photo and video, because I usually use my a7 III for video and some photos, but I just wanted to condense it down and wanted to see how this one would hold up in case you wanted to see some video footage examples, since I know I usually do it for the photo aspects. So hopefully this helps you out to, you know, get any of this setup if you want to, because if you were on the fence about it, this might help you out. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.